Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Asia Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 8th of September. Indian Foreign Secretary says Japan important for India's nuclear industry. Pakistan-China agrees solution to Afghan conflict has to be political. And now for all the details. India's Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar on Friday said Japan can make a substantial difference to nuclear industry in India. His comments come ahead of Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's proposed visit to India next week.
Indian Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar on Friday said that Japan can make a substantial difference to India's nuclear industry. His comments at a seminar in New Delhi come ahead of Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's visit to India next week. Jaishankar spoke about a number of infrastructural and economic projects which both the countries are planning to undertake.
The difference that Japan can make to our nuclear industry, and I'm sure Dr. Chidambaram would agree, can be quite substantial. Japan's openness to supply India with military technology also reflects the high level of confidence that the two countries have now developed in each other.
Meanwhile, Japanese ambassador to India, who was present during the colloquium, said Abe's visit will look to strengthen bilateral cooperation in various sectors, including security, connectivity and trade.
During the upcoming visit, I look forward to the further deepening of our strategic partnership in fields such as security, connectivity, trade and investment, as well as people-to-people exchanges.
Abe is considering visiting India between September 12th and 14th and is expected to discuss key bilateral issues with his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi. The two leaders have met 9 times in the past 3 years.
Meanwhile, search operations began at the headquarters of an Indian godman who was convicted of rape last month in northern Haryana province on Friday. Curfew was also imposed in the area surrounding the headquarters.
Heavy security was deployed as search operations began at the headquarters of rape convict Indian godman Gurmeet Ram Rahim in northern Sirsa district on Friday. A posse of policemen and soldiers were deployed for the search operations along with the dog squad. According to reports, curfew was imposed in areas surrounding the headquarters. Gurmeet Ram Rahim, head of a social welfare and spiritual group Dera Sacha Sauda, was last month convicted and sentenced to 20 years of imprisonment in 2 rape cases. Earlier this month, High Court of Punjab and Haryana provinces had given a green signal to search and sanitize the headquarters after local police recovered over 30 firearms from his followers.
Moving on, Pakistan's Foreign Minister Khwaja Asif on Friday said that he and his Chinese counterpart have agreed that solution to the Afghan conflict has to be political and not military.
Pakistan's Foreign Minister Khwaja Asif on Friday said that Pakistan and China agreed that solution to the Afghan conflict has to be fundamentally political and that there is no military solution to the issue. He made the statement while addressing a joint press conference with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi in Beijing. Wang defended its ally Pakistan and said both the countries stand together in the changing regional and global scenario. His comments come after BRICS leaders condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and expressed concern over threat posed by terror groups, including those based in Pakistan, in the summit in China.
China and Pakistan agree that the solution to the Afghan problem is fundamentally a political solution and not a military solution. And we are 3 countries, we are neighbors. We have stakes in Afghanistan's peace.
Asif arrived in China on Friday at the start of his regional outreach for consultations on the new US policy on Afghanistan and South Asia. US President Donald Trump, while unveiling his new policy for Afghanistan and South Asia last month, singled out Pakistan for harboring insurgents.
In news from Afghanistan, the Afghan Air Force is soon expected to receive 150 new light attack helicopters by 2022. This will raise the total number of helicopters operated by the Afghan National Security and Defense Forces to 180.
The Afghan Air Force or AAF will soon receive 150 new MD-530 FKU's Warrior light attack helicopters by 2022, which will raise the count to almost 180. These helicopters are operated by the Afghan National Security and Defense Forces. The US Department of Defense on September 5 announced that it has issued $1.38 billion contract to MD helicopters. The contract is for procurement of an estimated quantity of 150 MD-530F aircraft and required production support services to include program management, delivery support, pilot training and maintenance. The first part of the order is expected to be completed by September 2019 and the estimated completion date of the contract is 2022. This comes as General Philippe Stewart, commander of Train Advice Assist Command in NATO, earlier this week said that $7 billion will be spent on the Afghan Air Force over the next 4 years.
Football fans from across Afghanistan packed the stadium in capital Kabul for the opening ceremony of Afghan Premier League tournament on Thursday. The first match of the tournament witnessed much female participation this year.
Football fans from different provinces in large number attended the opening ceremony of Afghan Premier League or APL in capital Kabul on Thursday. The opening ceremony of the tournament took place in Afghan Football Federation Stadium and was followed by the first match of the season. Apart from male fans, many female spectators were seen cheering for their favorite teams while having a good time in the conservative country. Locals believe events like such have encouraged the youth to change their focus towards sports and lead a healthy life.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Nepal's agitating Madhya-based party has unveiled its manifesto for the local level elections. The party leaders blamed the ruling alliance for the failure of constitution amendment and vowed to take over them through the polls slated to be held on September 18.
Nepal's Madhya-based Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal or RJPN on Thursday unveiled its manifesto for the local level polls slated to be held on September 18. The RJPN party, which had previously denounced the local level polls in previous 2 rounds, will now contest the election in its homeland, Province Number 2. Province Number 2 comprises of 18 districts of Nepal's southern plains. The party leaders said it was the power of people which they claimed was the driving force for their participation in election.
Local election देखि लिएर संसदीय निर्वाचनसम्म हामी बहिष्कारमा थियौं बहिष्कारबाट हामी निर्वाचनमा आयौं त्यसको मुख्य कारण यहाँलाई पहिले नै हामी 7 गते नै बताइसक्यो हो र यो निर्वाचनलाई यो चुनावलाई पनि एउटा संघर्षको रूपमा हामीले स्वीकार गरेका हो जनताको बीचमा गएर यसलाई आन्दोलनको रूपमा स्वीकार गरेका हो चुनौतीको रूपमा स्वीकार गरेका हो किनभने सडक संघर्ष त हाम्रो जारी छ त्यो रहन्छ अझ कठोरतम संघर्ष हामी गर्छौं.
Constitution amendment has been one of the key demands of the RJPN party. The party did not participate in the 2 rounds of local polls held in May and June, saying the government failed to address its concerns. The Constitution Amendment Bill failed in the Parliament last month after the ruling alliance could not ensure 2/3 majority required to pass it.
A photography exhibition cum workshop to promote local culture, art, craft and landscape was recently held in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Visitors thronged the exhibition to witness the province's beauty, culture and heritage through photography.
A photography exhibition cum workshop in Nauhatta town of India's Jammu and Kashmir province recently attracted a large number of visitors. Scores of selected photographs on culture, heritage and landscape were put on display during the workshop.
According to officials, the event was organized as a part of an endeavor to promote local culture, art, craft and landscape through such open workshops. Visitors, including tourists, were bewildered by the creation of the artists and appreciated their work. Even like such helps local artists showcase their skills to the world and get honored for their work.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indian Foreign Secretary says Japan important for India's nuclear industry. Pakistan-China agrees solution to Afghan conflict has to be political. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.